What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK BLAM back on this beautiful Saturday evening with another episode, a special episode, I should say, of the Shop Podcast. First of all, I want to appreciate everybody coming out, rocking out with us here on Saturday evening, taking your time out of your day to do that for us. It's a special, special Shop Podcast, simply due to the fact that E3 is right around the corner, and also I have one of my biggest guests to date on my podcast. You guys know how I do. I always let everybody go around the panel, give themselves a shout out. We're going to start with our special guest here. Go ahead and give yourself a shout out, Crap.
Hey, what's up? Yes, I manufacture applause because, let's face it, that's the only way I'll get it. So, what's up, everybody? I'm glad to actually be here because I like this. I listen to this podcast a lot, so it's good to finally be on here. Like a lot of times I listen to like your podcast, but I'm not really cool. Like I'm not really sure who's cool with me. You know what I mean? So I don't really advertise it much. You know what I mean? Like so I'm like, hey, is BLAM cool with me? You weren't following me on Twitter. But, you know, I like your podcast, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So I was like, hell yeah, you know, and then I'm like, hey, man, I wish you followed me. And then you're like, all right, man. So, like,
right away, dude, immediately. No, but it's just, you know, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a long time coming, definitely, man. I see you in the chat all the time.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the support and the love, man. I really, really do. So we got another guest on, too, not to be overshadowed. We got Mr. Brutal Knight on. Go ahead and give yourself a shout-out, too, sir.
What up, Shop? What's up, everybody watching? Thanks for having me on, dude. I really appreciate it, man. This is it's been a busy week for me. I was on with GKB and Crap, so I really appreciate you all having me on, and I'm excited for what we got in store for everybody tonight.
For sure. And before I move on to the next guest, don't forget, everybody, the chat is live. So everybody in the chat, we're gonna do questions. It's E3 week, so I don't have a lot of so too much stuff going on, so I don't actually have a ton of questions. So I'm probably going to be taking more questions from the audience than I usually do. But go ahead, GKB, shout out yourself, my right-hand man.
What's up, everybody? It's the professor, the governor, GKB.
What the hell?
The governor. Hello, governor.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting so many friggin' names lately, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna still be like me. Have you ever heard my intro? I'm like, hey, I'm the most compelling game-related YouTuber. I'm the king of all game-related media, the albino rhino, the pony leg breaker extraordinaire. It's like this whole big to-do. You know what I mean? That I gotta go through.
Crap is he's the Daenerys of
I'm about to say that.
of
I think Crap watches Game of Thrones.
I know who that is though, just because.
Yo, her title takes up half the episode when she starts talking, bro.
Does it?
Mother of Dragons.
Crazy.
Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons, the Unburnt.
Yeah, it's funny, man. People actually throw me out some titles too, man. Like it's funny. They're like, "Have you thought about this one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, sounds good."
Bro, the next Xbox Nation, dude, you just gotta do every nickname you've ever got, even if it takes 30 minutes. Just run every single fucking one of them, bro.
People would absolutely love hearing that.
Most compelling motherfucker.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
All right, go ahead, GKB. Sorry.
It's all good, man. Hey, guys, it's GKB. Glad to be on the Shop Podcast. We're going to have some fun already.
For sure. We've been in here turned up since before the podcast. Go ahead. Got Fred on, too. You know, H2O Predator. Go ahead and give yourself a shout-out, brother.
What's going on, everybody? Happy to be here. Glad to get Crap finally on here.
Hell yeah.
He was one of the first guys I started following when I started getting into YouTube. And then PTK, you know, I started watching his channel as well. And now, you know, I watched She-Wolf and, not GKP, I'm sorry, but PTK. So I've been following all these guys here for a while, so I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Appreciate it, man. So let's jump right to it. So everybody, I know Crap is on the show. Try and keep the chat civil. I know it's probably damn near impossible, but you know, the following, man. I got to put my disclaimer out there, man. No, but for sure though, man. Appreciate all you guys being on. Like I said, chat. Everybody in the chat, go ahead and throw your questions on there. This is definitely the Shop Podcast E3 edition, so let's jump right into it. So the first thing I want to cover is right off the bat. So we have a ton of leaks this week. Ton of leaks for the past couple weeks. All types of shit everywhere. Everybody from GameStop employees to official, you know, people that actually work at these places like Sony and Microsoft leaking everything. So out of all the leaks, I kind of want us to go around the panel and ask the question, what leaks are the most likely to actually be true? Not the ones that we already kind of have an idea about, but some of the leaks that we're like, that are kind of on the fence about. So we're gonna go ahead and let Crap start with this particular one.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously, like the Neo stuff was true, so I mean that came out as being true, and I had the documents to those anyway. But you know what? This new leak with the GameStop employee listing the 449 Xbox 2 TB, that probably looks true because I've seen those printouts before from GameStop, and that looks pretty legit. It could be fake, but I don't know. The interesting thing to that one is 449, right? For an Xbox, a slim usually reduced costs, and even though they're putting in an extra terabyte, I'm not really sure that that's going to be enough to raise it another $100. So you're like at this point, I'm really wondering, hey, what the hell is going on? So that'll be interesting. I'm not sure, the validity of that, but I'm going to go ahead and say that that could be some kind of bundle or something like that. So that seems pretty true to me. The Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff, that's heating up a lot. I heard that's going to be on a stage. It's either going to be on Microsoft's or Sony's. It's going to be huge if it's on either one. So, but I'm hearing more and more that Red Dead 2 is an actual thing. Turns out that the Crash Bandicoot thing is just a Skylanders exclusive figure for Sony. So yeah, I mean, hey, congrats on that. But I mean, yeah. So it's very interesting because like Knack 2 is a thing for Sony. Like for Microsoft, there's so much to talk about, right? Because look, on Sony's side, you have they're going to show anything and everything. It doesn't matter if it's 2, 3, 4 years away because they like to hook people. You know what I mean? Like, look how bad they hooked us on buying their system for Uncharted 4, right? They showed that they announced it in 2013 at the release. They don't release it for 3 years. They don't give a shit when you buy their console. They want you to go, oh damn, that looks good. I'm gonna get me a PS4 today. They don't care that you don't realize that it's 3 or 4 years away. So they're going to have Kojima up on that stage talking about something, even though they're not going to have anything to show, but they're going to bring him out. Why? Because he's a loved guy in the industry, and it's going to get them a lot of hype, and they're going to be like, wow, woo, yeah. You know what I mean? That's what you're going to get. They're going to show The Last of Us 2. That game's a 2018 game at the earliest, but why do they tease it now? Because then people are going to be like, damn, I got to get me a PS4 today. That's what they're going to do. So that's going to be there. God of War 4. Again, this is probably years away, but they're going to show that. Why? Because people like that franchise, and they're going to be like, damn, time to get me a PS4. And then on Microsoft's side, you're going to finally see stuff that we probably should have only been seeing for the first time, like ReCore. What a treat that would have been to have ReCore announced this year and come out this year, right? That would have been great. Like we're finally going to see the gameplay of it. Like, I hate the way we get these things years in advance, you know what I mean? And then they get delayed or canceled, and it sucks, like Phantom Dust, right? They shouldn't announce that till they actually had something about ready to come out, you know what I mean? Because I just think that it's kind of irresponsible, gets people's hopes up. So as far as, I'm going way off topic, but yeah, I think, so I think, obviously we're going to get the Halo Wars 2 beta day of, they're going to come out and say, you can download it right now. And I think that's pretty cool. And I actually predicted that myself a couple weeks ago. So kudos to me. Yeah.
Snaps for Crap.
Yeah. Always a picture of modesty.
Yeah, that's me, man. That's what I do. The Skyrim remaster. Hell, I'm really looking forward to that. I know people are hate remasters and stuff, but that's one that I will absolutely buy day one. I can't wait to play that game, and I actually think that Bethesda's going to have a really good one with Prey 2, Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein 2, Dishonored 2, and the Skyrim remaster. And bold prediction, the next Elder Scroll games is going to at least be teased. Boom, I said it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, I think they'll come out of there too with that Elder Scrolls. That'll be a big one. Everybody will be looking for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Bruder. What you think, brother? See is he there?
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm here, man. I don't know, man. I can tell you what I don't think is gonna happen.
Okay.
I don't think that. See, I don't know if this is just me, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
I'm already raring to hate you, bro.
I think that Sea of Thieves is gonna be underwhelming to a lot of people. I think it's been too hyped. When it gets released and people start seeing the true gameplay of it, I just think that I don't know, man. That's the part of the problem that I have with the the leaks and the hype that everybody gives all this stuff that's doesn't have any true concrete like evidence to it. And GKB always says this. He's always talking about keep your expectations in check because it takes away from the excitement when things actually get released. You build all this stuff up in your mind. Granted, it's used for marketing. It's used to get people hype, and I can understand that part. But and I'm not trying to go on a Zaz rant here. Don't get me wrong. But I agree with GKB in the sense that like people need to keep their expectations in check. So when everything is revealed, it has as positive of an impact on the community and on the industry as they expect it to have. You know what I'm saying? Like a good game could lose a following just because they're expecting more than they're actually going to be getting.
I know who the first person is who's walking the plank.
Well, honestly, I feel like that's been like this entire generation. To be honest with you, I mean the leaks, and it's more so just due to social media, how close we are to developers, and we get this news like fresh, like these leaks, and we're so close, and we ask all these questions, and gamers nowadays have so much access to all this information and all these people that before we didn't have access to.
Yeah, so, like don't get me wrong, though. Like I'm not saying like I didn't mean to target Sea of Thieves. I was just using them as an example.
No, I understand. Yeah.
But like, Sea of Thieves has been getting a lot of hype, so that's why I used that one. Me personally, I'm Team Recore all the way, bro. Like I'm super hyped for that. Like a chicken calling me out, bro. But yeah, man. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was reading some stuff about, and I haven't been keeping up with the news the past like day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been confirmed or not that Neo is not being shown?
It's not being shown.
It's not.
Right. Okay. So what kind of? Let me ask you guys. Let me ask the rest of the panel. What kind of impact do you guys think that's going to have on Xbox? On the hardware that they're showing?
0.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to have any at all.
I don't really think it would have much of an impact, honestly.
I think Microsoft already has this game plan, man. They didn't really care, honestly, if it was going to be shown or not. They were just going to do what they were going to do.
They got to show what they got to show.
What do you guys think that? I mean, with the whole, it's still not confirmed or not whether this whole Scorpio hype's going to be like released or if they're going to be showing that, or if they're going to blow everyone's mind and drop it on everyone. Like, do you think that they had that in their back pocket? Like, all right, if Neo shows, we're going to show Scorpio. If not, we're going to hold back and just show off what if the Slim is what is everyone saying it is, being equally as powerful as the Neo. Do you think they're just going to come out with that, or like, what do you guys think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really. Go ahead.
Honestly, I think Microsoft, probably took a little bit of weight off their shoulders when Sony came out and said, "Hey, we're not going to announce the PS4 Neo at E3." I think now they're going to put that back in their back pocket. Just release what they were going to release is probably the Slims, maybe an Elite Slim or something like that, and then just have a great show like they were planning on doing, man.
Yeah, I think Phil Spencer was just like sitting back in his chair, just like I think he was just like, oh, like because what I heard through the grapevine is he was fucking pissed when he was finding out all that shit was like getting leaked and all that kind of stuff. So.
Man.
Well, I mean, any company, no company's happy about leaks. I mean, unless they put the leak out themselves, there are companies do on purpose. But especially like hardware shit like that, no company's gonna imagine like Apple, with the iPhone 6 and shit, the little leak pictures and stuff like that. They're not happy with that shit. So it's generally not a good thing for a company. But I really feel like Microsoft is really just gonna do. Phil's been dedicated to games and kind of their plan the entire time. I don't really think he lets what's going on with Sony dictate him. He may see it. He does see it. I'm pretty sure he takes notice of it. But ultimately, I'm pretty sure maybe they moved a couple things around. But I don't really think that really is going to affect what they're doing anyway. So
you know what happens, guys, is people overthink this, right? Like, and we do this. Like, this used to happen to me when I was like in a gaming clan, and we would come up with like plans for matches and stuff, and people would way overthink. Like, I got the kind of distinction of being a very good strategic mind when it comes to planning our strategies, right, for matches. And people would just start to overthink it, like, whoa, man, Crap's going to have this or this. And so they would start to overthink themselves, and that's basically what people do with Sony. They give Sony way too much credit Yeah, they did take the camera out of the box in 2013 and stuff like that. But when it comes to these consoles, they're years in the making. You know what I mean? Neo, the documents are real. Developers have the dev kits. What's in that is in that. It doesn't really matter. I didn't really believe they were going to show this at E3 anyway because one, they're going to have a hard time explaining this. I think they want as much time as possible to actually explain this thing to people because this is the first time that it's really been done with a major console like this where they're like, hey, your current PS4 is fine, but we could sell you this $500 one three years later, and you're going to even be able to look even better. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to explain to people that they bought the most powerful, best console, the best place to play, but you already want them to upgrade? You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be interesting. I want to see how they handle that, and I don't think they were ready to handle that on such a big stage. On Microsoft's side, I think that Microsoft, they're probably in a good position because I'm torn. Do they have a Slim that's beefed up this year, and they're going to come out with Scorpio next year, or is this Slim this year? Is it just going to be basically the same stuff that's in the Xbox One now, except for it can play 4K video and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a question.
Well, yeah, that's the question I was going to ask everybody. Like, I think GKB and I were talking about this. What do you got, like, so what if Xbox comes out with this Slim, right? Like, what's the point of coming out with let's just call it a 0.5, like a 0.5 generation console? They're coming out with the Slim, a little bit more beefed up of the Xbox One. What's the motive to be putting out this if the Scorpio is coming in 2017?
It's really none. I mean, and I don't know if anybody's forgetting possibly, but Phil did state itself out of his own mouth that he doesn't like the 0.5 stuff. If he's gonna do an upgrade, they're gonna do a full upgrade. So go ahead, GW.
Sorry, Blaine, I didn't mean to cut you off. But here's my thing on the Slim, whether if it's gonna be more powerful or not, is like, I could see them doing a more powerful Slim, like maybe a 0.5, because maybe in Phil's mind he doesn't think of it as a 0.5. Maybe he thinks of it as a new base model for the Xbox owners, saying like, hey, you start off with this one now, and then if you want this new powerful Scorpio later on, then we have that too. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I mean, I'm kind of torn like crap. Like, is it going to be, that whole price point thing that came out now? I'm kind of thinking maybe it is because the price is just so high. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of ifs. I mean, like Crap said, Crap pointed out, and that was a good point. He said, first time it's ever been done is, ever. Usually,
yeah.
Well, I don't want to say first time because Sega did it, 32X, all that shit, but most of you guys were way too young for that shit. So, but yeah.
That stuff was really confusing, but what's interesting is, I don't know if you guys watched Crossfire with Mooch, but we had Brad Sams on there yesterday, and basically what he said that was kind of interesting to me was Sony's chip is basically off-the-shelf chip, right? So for them to go to, who are they with, AMD, and go, hey, we want to do a Slim, and AMD is like, well, that would require us doing R&D. We have this off-the-shelf chip, Polaris, that you can use that's going to be even cheaper. Where he said Microsoft is up to their ass in silicone, basically very custom. So they would have had to do a custom either way for it to work with the Xbox One that we have now. So for them, it might not have been cheaper to do new, more powerful stuff. It could have been, cheaper to go with a custom, smaller version of what they had. You know what I mean? So that could be the case. And then realistically, I don't know. Like, people, they're coming out with good games this year. I mean, let's be honest. They have a ton of good games. Gears 4. Halo Wars, you're going to have Forza, Sea of Thieves, all these really good games, Recore, if they all launch, and it's looking like they are, that's great. I mean, and a slim console that's going to be, let's face it, the Xbox One is great, but the thing's a bulky Titanic of a machine. It's huge. You know what I mean? It doesn't look good as far as I'm concerned, and I would love to just have something that's smaller for my entertainment center. So they could be thinking that, and also they've already, like, if rumors are to be believed, have 5 million of these things ready to go. So with no Neo at E3, if they go, hey, here's our Slim, $279, and I know the $449 one leaked, but that could be a bundle for Gears 4 later in the year. Yeah. If they just release this Slim for $249, $279, and go, hey, it's available right fucking now, guess what? They have a chance to sell those things, millions of those things. You know what I mean? Like, people will buy them. It's a new thing. Look at the 360S when that thing came out in 2010. Microsoft didn't lose an NPD for years after that. You know what I mean? And that was no more powerful. You know, so I think that the games will speak for themselves, and even if people just buy one because it'll be a good price point and a much better looking console, they will. You know what I mean? Because I think it's all about having a good price point and games.
Yeah.
It'll sell just because everybody wants the newest, piece of hardware anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Or,
That always
you got
has a factor
multiple.
to it.
Like most of us probably have 2 Xbox Ones in their homes. We're gonna trade one in for the new one. So it's gonna sell regardless. I think the issue with it coming out right now is the fact that we kind of know about the Scorpio, so that may hold a lot of us off from buying it now versus waiting for later to get the Scorpio if it releases next year.
Hey, Predator, good point, but let me just say something real quick. Like you said, if most people have more than one, you could probably, and say this thing's $279 and GameStop wants to give you $150 for your old one.
I'm trading my shit in a heartbeat.
Exactly. So even though 16 months from now they'll come out with an even better one or whatever, I mean, you're still going to get exactly. So I mean, you'll all be good. It'll all work out.
Not only that, if they do the custom ones like a Gears or something like that, man, I'll definitely grab more of those.
Yeah, and that could be, like you said earlier, that could be that SKU that we saw as far as that leak screenshot. It could be a SKU for Gears and a bigger hard drive and get
the game, and it could be
So I mean, we don't know. It didn't say explicitly what it was. It just said bundle, or not bundle, but it said 2 terabyte Xbox. That was it. So yeah, I want to go ahead and move on to the next question. So it looks like next thing I want to talk about is what are each company going to end the show with? This is a question that I was actually posed with this on Xbox Live the other day. I can't remember who I was talking with, and they asked me this. They were like, "Yeah, what are they going to end the show with?" So we don't have to go through each company, but just what do you guys think maybe Microsoft's going to possibly end the show with? Whether it be a game, be a piece of hardware, maybe a new piece of tech like a Rapture or something like that. So let me go ahead and get started with Fred on this one.
I'm gonna take the route that Crap said. I think I'm gonna go with Bethesda ending with Elder Scrolls teaser for the next year. I think Sony's probably gonna end with Gears of War 4. Microsoft, I don't know. That one has been up in the air. Every podcast I listen to, everyone's got something different. You can't end off with Scalebound.
He said Sony's going to end with Gears of War. Did you mean God of War 4?
I'm sorry, God of War. Sorry.
Okay, I was going to be like, man, what a bombshell.
The internet would bring.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
I always mix those two up for some reason. I know, but I have no fucking clue what Microsoft's going to end with this year. So I'm really lost for that. I think hopefully, I know GKB will like this. I really hope that Ubisoft ends with Splinter Cell.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be awesome. Okay, GKB, what's your thoughts, brother? What's Microsoft going to end with, man? Hardware, software?
Oh man, I don't know. Let me start with EA. I think EA is going to end with Mass Effect. I think Bethesda is going to end with the Elder Scrolls teaser, like Predator was saying. Sony, I definitely think is going to be God of War for sure. Ubisoft, yeah, I would love a Splinter Cell. Microsoft, dude, I don't know, man. Like they ended with Gears last year, started with Halo. They have the kind of, they have Halo Wars 2 and they have Gears again going to be shown. I went back and forth with. Yeah, that's the other thing I was kind of contemplating too, is like a Halo 6 teaser. But as far as like showing gameplay, I still think it's going to be like Gears maybe, because like when you leave the show, like the last thing you remember is like the last thing you saw, so it's going to be like fresh on everybody's mind, and that game's coming out like so soon. So I don't know, I still think it's going to be Gears for some reason. Just my gut's telling me.
Okay, all right, cool. Crap. So on you, brother, what you think they're going in with?
All right, well, I think here's the thing. I think Microsoft is in a unique position, because if you start, I actually think this, but I'm not 100% sure, that Red Dead is going to be on their stage. Now, what a way to either open, right, with Red Dead, or you could open with Gears, and then you could close with Red Dead or Gears. So I'm kind of torn between, because either one of those would be huge. Don't you guys agree? I mean, that would just be
absolutely
huge. Sure. Even though it's multi-platform, they're going to go, hey, well, you can get you buy the Xbox One version and you get Red Dead 1 for free. I think that would be huge. Plus, they could have a Slim with a Red Dead bundle or what have you. So I think that would be interesting. I think they're probably going to close with either Gears or Red Dead 2, and they're obviously going to show off a Slim at the end as well. I think Sony, they're going to close with The Last of Us 2. They're going to do like a little teaser, kind of like they did with Uncharted 4 a couple years ago. It's just
Yeah.
going to be like 10 seconds or something, and they're going to be like, this is in engine, and people are going to be like, man, that looks great. You know what I mean? I think Bethesda, they're going to close with the teaser for the next Elder Scrolls. I mean, that just makes the most sense to me. I think that what we're going to see from EA, I actually think they might close with the Star Wars, because they said they're going to show games from 2017 and 18.
And 18, yeah.
So I think they're going to actually close with that Star Wars game that Amy Hennig is working on with Visceral. So I think that that's something that they're going to do. And Ubisoft, I think they're actually going to close with with some kind of teaser for the next Assassin's Creed game. Right, because even though there isn't one coming this year, they do have that movie, and they have, you know what I mean. I just see them showing something. What is it, like Egypt or something?
I think it was. They said that's what they said.
Yeah, I mean that would be phenomenal for me anyway. Like that's what I think anyway. Like that across the board, that shit makes sense in my own crazy head. So.
I mean, isn't it funny? Like all the games we just like rattled off, this is gonna be like a great E3.
Crazy,
like,
crazy.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I'm happy about the no talk on consoles, man. I like the game stuff. You know, I don't want to hear.
Bro. I could go a whole E3 without hardware.
Yeah, same
Quality
here.
games getting presented.
Yeah, everybody knows me, knows how I feel about that. So.
Me and Blam were talking earlier, and we're going down the list of games, and it's like massive. You know, there's like a lot of games coming out like that are going to be talked about at E3 this year. So this is actually going to be a really good E3.
Definitely. So, Brutal, it's on you, brother. What you think Microsoft's going to show at the end of the show? What you don't think they ended with, man?
All right, man. So here's my thoughts. Like, all right. So if they're planning on ending, I feel like they're not going to end with the biggest, most in-demand game. Like, kind of opposite of what GKB said. Think about this. They want to keep the impact throughout the entire presentation, right?
Yeah.
So if the biggest game that everyone's waiting to see is at the end, that's going to draw the hype and draw the attention away because everyone's just sitting there waiting, right? So give everybody their cake and let them eat at the beginning of the presentation. I think they're probably. I don't see them opening up with Halo Wars 2. Maybe that's me. I don't like RTSs that much, and I don't think that Halo Wars 2 has the impact. I could see them opening with Gears. But I could see them closing with. They got to be closing with. I would say that, me personally, I think they're going to close with possibly Recore.
Interesting.
Just because there's been a lot of hype for Recore. Nobody knows anything about it. If they're not closing with Recore, they're closing with something that has something that nobody knows about. Maybe possibly one of the new IPs. I can't see them. I can't see them closing with the biggest, with the game with the most hype, because it's going to take away from the rest of their presentation. I mean, come back at me if you guys think I'm wrong. No.
That's actually good because you kind of get it from last year. They opened with Halo last year. They ended with Gears last year. So they kind of like bookended the show.
You have to start strong and end strong.
Yeah,
that's like
That's kind of because like GKB said, most people remember the last thing they saw. So and they always go first, and it's early in the day. So you kind of want that to resonate because it's a few hours in between Microsoft's and Sony. So you want people talking, you want people hyped about the conference. So I think Phil, he seems like the type of guy that he wants consistency throughout the show. He doesn't really want them to be like these dull moments throughout the show. So we may not end with, or they may not end with anything that's like real huge. I'd be really surprised if they did, but
wow, did you guys just see they just showed the Injustice 2 gameplay? It looks damn good.
I didn't watch it yet. Didn't they launch it like right when the show started?
Yeah, like JP Moran tweeted it, and I was like, hey, let me watch this real quick, and it looks damn good. Wow.
Damn good. Okay. Yeah, you got to shoot me that, Jamie. I'll catch you in a little bit.
I just seen a screenshot with a. Who is that?
Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl was on there.
Supergirl and who's the dude that she's facing off on?
Who's that guy? Damn, I forget. He's from The Flash, isn't he?
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I forget his name too, but yeah.
The Force is not too strong with me right now. So.
You know what? I like the rebirth of the fighting games though, because they're actually good fighting games for a change. Like I admit, like last gen for me, I tried fighting games and they just the hit detection was bad, the network coding was bad, so I gave up on it. Right, like I stopped. And then when Killer Instinct came out, I was like very tentative. It was my favorite one growing up. I got it. It's like awesome. You know what I mean? Like I even Street Fighter's not bad. It just lacks content. You know what I mean? And I actually really want to get Street Fighter or what the hell is it? Mortal Kombat. But I'm waiting for them to put the XL version on sale on Xbox Live before I pick it up because I want all the DLC.
I gotta say, bro, I'm totally with you, Crap, on the fighter revamps, man. Like when MKX launched, I think I like played that game for a good, like I probably played it like straight through for the first 2 days it came out. Like I was hooked, man. Like
All those horror characters, they look badass. I always watch it, and I'm like, man, I want to get it so bad. I want to get it. And then there's
like the Jason Voorhees and all that.
yeah. Leatherface. They got the Predator, right? Yeah, they got a lot of kick-ass characters.
I didn't even see Leatherface get put in there.
Yeah, Leatherface. He goes around with the chainsaw. I mean, that just looks pretty badass to me. So, like,
That's
to
pretty
me,
dope.
yeah, to me, that's like something that I'm definitely into. Like,
Yeah, I can definitely get behind that.
yeah, I love what they're doing with it. You know what I mean? And then
Sorry, guys, my fucking dogs are going.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, cool. So yeah, well, my prediction as far as what Microsoft's going to end this show with, that is kind of tough. I mean, I'm kind of with Bruto on this, and I think they'll just try and stay consistent throughout. Now, I think one thing we are forgetting is that there are other games that Microsoft has to account for. You got Cuphead, they still need to show. You got Ashen. You got there's a few other smaller titles that they're gonna have to fit in.
They might have their own kind of time for all the indies at once, though. You know what I mean? Like they did, I think the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Cuphead, I will say this. That was just a boss rush game, and then people showed it so much. People showed so much interest for it that Microsoft funded it, and they're like, "Hey, expand on that, make an easier mode because that shit's hard." You know what I mean? We got to get people like Crapgamer to buy it.
It looks really, really good. But you're right. It looks hard as shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the fact that they added those platforming levels and shit to do in between time rather than just go after boss after boss after boss. So I think that's pretty neat. So let's go ahead and jump in.
Real quick, guys.
Go ahead.
The Supergirl was fighting the Red Lantern. That's who that was. Pretty cool.
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw that. Okay. So I have to check that out after the show, man. But
that's pretty dope.
Go ahead and get into this next question. So this is also kind of it's definitely E3 related. So me and GKB, me and Predator have been talking about this on Xbox Live about what surprise game are we gonna see? I've asked this probably the last 2 or 3 shows. Maybe hoping to get a different answer, but most of us usually kind of hover around the same thing. But what the surprise games are we gonna see, or maybe some hopeful surprise games we're going to see coming out of E3? It doesn't have to be specifically from Microsoft. It could be from Sony. So I will go ahead and start with Crap on this one. What surprise game do you want to see personally? Doesn't have to be even, anything that, pie in the sky or anything. So.
Like surprise, I would, let me think. Damn.
It's hard to come up with surprises, man.
It is. It's like, wow.
Everything's been leaked, dude.
You know what surprised me in a good way? What would surprise me in a good way is if Phantom Dust, they were like, hey, it's actually coming out like this year or early next year. You know what I mean? Like something that we think is not coming now. If something like that were to actually come out, or if we get like Red Dead 2 would be a surprise, or Half-Life 3. I think that would be a huge surprise. I think that both Sony and Microsoft want those big third-party games announced on their stage. I like that Microsoft has gone out and kind of it looks like they're investing in third-party again. You know what I mean? Because they have Battlefield 1 marketing rights, FIFA, Madden. I've been told by a good source that they also have Titanfall 2 marketing rights. So, I think that they're actually going in the right direction. Because if you look at last year, some of the things that I thought they showed off, like Dark Souls 3, I don't think the Xbox crowd is real big on Dark Souls.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, like when I see that kind of shit, it's like, but if there's a new Splinter Cell, why not show that off? Because I know Xbox people like Splinter Cell. You know what I mean? You have to cater to your audience a bit. So you know what? A new Splinter Cell would blow me away. And then
definitely.
I think that if I had to say big surprise, new Splinter Cell, maybe reboot it, or a rebooted Perfect Dark, something along those lines would absolutely just make my year.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So, Brutal, what's your surprise, brother? If you had to have one, man, what you think they're gonna show off?
All right, man. they've been hinting at this. They've been popping like little Easter eggs into everything lately. Like maybe it's nostalgia in me, man, like the hopeful. But I want to see Battletoads, bro. Regardless of the gameplay, if it's just for the sheer fact that it's Battletoads, I'm day one, like all day, like regardless of like what people say about it. I know a lot of people are waiting on Battletoads, but I'm hyped for Battletoads, dude.
What
like,
kind of Battletoads would you want, man? Like a side scroller, like
Side scroller?
Or
No, I
3D?
can't see Battletoads. Granted, Battletoads was going off as a side scroller. Like everyone remembers Battletoads. As a
That shit was
side
hard as
scroller.
hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
one of the fucking hardest.
Couldn't they
games
make
that
it
I've ever played, bro.
2.5D?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm thinking. The thing, I don't know, man. Like maybe a third person where you can swap between like Zitz, Pimple, Rash, whatever. But
It has to be co-op, man. They got to keep that shit co-op.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you can run co-op and run 3-man, that would be cool. I pray to God that they keep it like on the same platform, that they don't try to introduce like a new character or something like that. Like I want them to stick to their roots, but I mean, like why does everybody like Battletoads so much? You know what I mean? Like why does everybody want Battletoads? I think they need to stick to their roots, and like BLAM said, they need to cater, or like Crap said, they need to cater to their audience. And I mean, there's a huge support for Battletoads.
I think
and
most
that's-
of us remember it like playing it with our friends and stuff, right? I mean, that's why I liked it. So you got to keep it to where, I mean, obviously make it over Xbox Live too, but yeah, just like what you said, like you know what, you could have maybe Iron Galaxy even making it, because they did Dive Kick and they do Killer Instinct now, and they do a great job with wow, what the hell is that?
That's
It's
Matt.
asthmatic.
Matt.
I'll go ahead and mute myself for now.
All right. Yeah, he's chiming in from Xbox Fan Fest.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, so anyway, like, yeah, what I was saying was they could easily do that, and use those characters, because I like the characters that they put and the way they handle on Killer Instinct. So I could see them doing something like that.
Definitely. Okay.
I agree.
For sure. Definitely. So who am I on now? Okay. All right, GKB.
Oh, man.
Brother.
The hopeful game, yeah, I say it on every podcast, dude. Splinter Cell, but everybody's gonna be like, "Shut up, GKB, tired of the Splinter Cell." But yeah, Splinter Cell, or maybe some like reboots from the OG Xbox or something like KOTOR. Or, I mean, I really enjoy like Metal Arms glitching the system, and I'd love to see like a remake of that as well. Yeah, that's
like a KOTOR reboot would be just off.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Yeah,
it'd be crazy.
break the internet, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'd like to see that. Like if they could reboot KOTOR and like, or not even KOTOR, but reboot that 1313, man.
Oh God, don't even get me started. I'm so mad at this.
Not even reboot it, but go through with it and produce 1313. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, that would be awesome. Pred, let's before we get Matt in here to ask him some questions about FanFest. Let's go ahead and get your surprise.
Wasn't there some rumors about Rare working on another IP?
yeah.
New IP, yeah.
Yeah, so I think maybe they can, like, they pop that out. That'd be really nice. That'd be
Perfect Dark.
Yeah, something like that. You know, and again, like GKB said, Splinter Cell. You know, I think we're waiting on that as well. So.
Yeah. What year? What was the last? When did the last Splinter Cell come out? What year was that?
2013.
13.
Yeah, it was because it didn't sell well because it came out when new consoles did. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know it had to be a few years ago. All right, everybody. So we got Matt, aka Asthmatic, here chiming in from live from Xbox Fan Fest.
That's right.
I want to see what's going on, man. How's the energy?
Dude, the energy's pretty awesome right now. There's a lot of still just like regular customers hanging out. It's still a regular day of business for these guys, but there are a couple of people around here who have the FanFest feel. I want to see if I can flip my camera around, and I don't know if you guys can see this right now, but we do have a whole crew of people hanging out here playing some Halo 5 right now.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Good shit, man. You seen anybody there from YouTube or Twitter yet? Met up with anybody?
I have not met up with any of our regular crew yet. I'm not sure entirely who's here. I think I had the shortest distance to drive, being already in Southern California. I know Tim's going to be around, though, so I'll definitely be talking to him and getting getting information from him as soon as I can. But right now, everyone's just hanging out. Microsoft Store is putting on a good show and being awesome as always.
Is there a line outside right now? Like a big line?
There is not a line outside yet.
Okay. All right.
So the official lineup starts at 10 o'clock, and that's going to be over by the food court. So for right now, everyone's just kind of hanging out. You know, like I'm just here to do this for you guys to kind of get things started and take a look at how everything is going. So, but so far it feels pretty good. Microsoft Store's in a different place than last year, so if anyone watching is coming out for this, just pay attention because it's not in the same location it was last time. So, but so far everything looks great. There's a lot of Xboxes and a lot of great Windows products over here to check out for right now, but pretty soon we're going to be getting started. It's going to be awesome!
You know, if any executives are going to be there, like Aaron or Phil or anybody? Major
I haven't heard of anything like that confirmed yet, but I mean last year Aaron Greenberg was here, Major Nelson was here, Phil Spencer was walking the line. They didn't show up until a little bit later after we were already all lined up and they'd given out wristbands and everything. Everybody was lined up and then they kind of went by and walked the line. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see some of those guys a little bit later. If we do and if they're willing to talk, I'll definitely bring that to you guys through my YouTube channel. So because that will obviously be after this podcast is concluded.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else got any questions for Matt? He's live, man. So, Crap, you got anything?
Just stay safe, man. Have a good time.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
Appreciate you giving us that inside scoop, man. That's fucking awesome, man. If you run into Tim, tell everybody we said, "What's up, everybody?" We running the podcast, and y'all hold us down out there, man, for sure.
All right, sounds good. We'll keep you guys updated with everything. You can follow me on Twitter, Asthmatic117. I'll be letting you guys know everything as it happens. Sweet.
Right.
Thank you very much, Shop Podcast. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, later,
man.
man.
See you, brother.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So that was Matt. You know, the other part, the other third of the Shop Podcast dropping in from the Xbox Fan Fest. Me and him actually set that up last night. We talked about it actually 2 nights ago on his live stream. So I just figured that would be a little treat for you guys just to see the action and get a feel for the energy if you couldn't attend the event. So let's go ahead and move on to this. Looks like I got one more question here lined up for the panel before we start taking questions from the chat. So we'll go ahead and start with Bruto on this one. So what was your most hyped game going into E3? Irregardless of the leaks and all the extra shit that happened, as we got closer, what was your most hyped game on any console going into the E3 event?
I gotta say, man, I'm like, ReCore has my heart, man. Like I'm super excited for ReCore. Like I've seen a couple things, people talking about that it's gonna be like a Zelda. I saw an article talking about how it's gonna be like a Zelda style game. That grabs me right there, man. Because I mean, I was a huge fan of. I mean, Ocarina of Time is a classic. Like Zelda's a classic franchise, and I love the style of the boss fights. And I mean, there's been things released about ReCore talking about how how the landscapes are shifting once you go into a quote unquote like dungeon or like once you go into like a mission or whatever. Like we don't really know how ReCore is set up exactly, but I'm excited to see like the utility of all her little like robots that she has. I'm excited to just see the actual gameplay, man. Like it's been hyped for so long. And I'm gonna be sitting at E3 waiting for that to come out, man. Like that's gonna be my bread and butter right there for sure.
Definitely. So, Crap, man, what you got, man? What's your most hyped game going into E3, brother?
You know what? I got a few that I'm really interested in. ReCore being one. I just think Microsoft needs an RPG, and I hear that's kind of an RPG or RPG light. Sea of Thieves, obviously, I love the pirate kind of theme and the MMO type thing. And actually, Mass Effect Andromeda, like that's one of my favorite series. You know what? I liked it before it was cool. I bought it day one on 360. I was like, this is badass. And then it wasn't until years later that everybody was like, oh my God, Mass Effect. But for me, the first one's still the best. And, that series is still one of my favorites. So those 3 games are probably the ones that and seeing gameplay footage in-game, footage of all 3 of those will absolutely make my day because we know they're there, but we haven't really seen anything from them. So I'm definitely looking forward.
I got a question for you too, Crap. I don't know if this has been tweeted out or if you heard the information about this. Are they going to be showing Scalebound again, possibly?
They might, because you know what? Last year, remember, they split things up, and they're like, we're going to have a big Gamescom. It's going to be just as big as their E3. They're not doing that this year, so they might just show everything. why not show a Scalebound again and maybe even looking even better, and then have a release date like early next year? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are assuming that it's not coming out till late next year, which is I don't know. That's kind of crazy considering it was supposed to come out this holiday. I could see them going, hey, it's going to come out in like February or something of next year and go up against what the hell is that damn
Horizon?
game? Yeah, I could see them doing that. You know what
I thought
mean?
they did that though. Didn't they say they were pushing it back to early next year?
Well, they
Yeah.
said they're pushing it out till next year, but didn't say
They didn't
when.
say it. Okay.
Yeah, people kind of assume stuff, like when it's Microsoft. Hey, we're delaying our game into 2017, and people are like, "Oh, wow, the end of 2017. That game must really be in trouble."
All right. KB, man. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this already. I already know. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, me for sure is Recore #1. Titanfall probably #2. Recore, man, they just had me with that dog, dude, and just the whole robot thing is dope as hell. Titanfall 2, I'm a huge Titanfall guy. But man, you know what? I'm really hyped for what we don't know. I think there's going to be a couple surprises that nobody really knows about. It's just going to wow us on stage. So I mean, I'm really always hyped for that kind of stuff as well.
Definitely. Go ahead, Pred. I'm in the same boat as you with the Record, but go ahead, Pred.
For me, man, I've been hyped for Ghost Recon since they showed it last year.
Yeah,
So
man.
that's my number one.
Yes.
Titanfall, obviously, I love Titanfall. I think it was really kind of underrated, even though it did pretty well. A lot of people love that game, but I think because of the exclusivity with it being Xbox and how everybody hates Xbox, it didn't get the hype that it should have got. So Titanfall 2 is my number 2. And the third one is Cuphead. I've been looking forward to that game since I first heard about it. That game looks amazing. And the new footage they just showed a couple of days, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? It makes me want that game
Day
even
before
more.
yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah.
Or even yesterday.
The platforming footage.
Platforming. I think it was yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Not sure.
So, I mean,
Crap's quote-unquote suicide footage.
and what Crap said earlier, man, he's spot on, man. There's, last year they split it up, but I mean, this year there's like a lot of stuff coming out this year, and I'm really kind of concerned at how they're going to try and squeeze every little ounce of gameplay, or, what they're going to do on stage as far as timing wise, and how much fluffer we're going to get, in between games that are shown. So. Is this gonna be like a flash of like here's a little bit of Scalebound for like 2 seconds, and here's a little bit of this for a couple of seconds, or are they gonna have actually maybe 5 or 6 main games come out on stage and be shown,
and they have everything else in between. So yeah,
You know what?
I mean,
Blam, I'm also like hyped for some of the maybe some actual like dates for some of these awesome indies like Below.
yeah.
I mean-
It's also like Everspace is another one too that I think that they may show off too. But definitely for me, most hype game. I'm with GKB and Bruto on this one, man. It has to be Record, just from the stuff I've heard about it behind the scenes from a few individuals, man. It definitely gives me hype, man. It definitely gives me hype. Zelda Ocarina of Time was my favorite all-time Zelda, and I get like chills thinking about anything that comes close to that or anything that plays like it. And another thing I think we're forgetting too. I kind of brought this up with Predator earlier. Doesn't Undead Labs have a game that they're supposed to be working on?
Yeah, they actually canceled their live stream that they were going to have because now their live stream is going to take place like during E3 or right after E3 or something. So
yeah,
okay. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's
see what they
that
do.
MMO, that Class 4 is like a zombie survival MMO type thing or whatever case. I don't know how big. Was that going to be a AAA, you think?
Well, yeah. What happened is they signed an exclusive deal with Microsoft to create a few games, and Microsoft actually owns the IP. And obviously, when everybody played State of Decay, they're like, "Man, this really needs co-op." And so their whole idea was, if it did well enough, they wanted to do like a MMO version of that. And so obviously, it ended up like breaking records for sales on Xbox Live. So they want to do probably like an MMO type version, or at the very least, like a maybe like a 4-person co-op or so, you know what I mean, version of the game. And I can definitely see that happening. That would be cool. I mean, do you think would they show how much death is too much death, because they're going to show Dead Rising 4.
Bring it all, Crap. Just bring it all, bro.
That could be something that they show like before they even go out on stage, you know what I mean? Or like in a live stream after. I'm very excited, even though there's a lot of leaks and stuff. We still don't know like what's going to really happen. You know, that's what's cool. You know, like there's been a lot of leaks and stuff come out, but at the end of the day, we don't really know. We don't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point. Good point, everybody. So, yeah, it looks like we're gonna start taking a couple questions here from the chat. Before we end the show, you guys know how I do it. So, let's go ahead. If anybody has any questions in the chat, go ahead and throw them in there now. We can go ahead and get those answered for you. We'll take 2 or 3 quick questions from everybody down there. So, give me a second to go ahead and go through.
Yeah, if we missed one, go ahead and repost it because I'm not paying attention to chat.
Yeah, because we haven't really been looking. So repost it. Question if you have one, everybody.
And shout out to the 74 people watching.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys for rocking out this Saturday, man. You know, appreciate you guys coming out. So,
yeah, Southbound. I see Southbound in the chat.
Yeah, I see South down in there, man. South hanging out. Probably from I think he said he was gonna be at what? Phil Smith's suite or something?
Probably.
Shoes.
Yeah, he can't forget his shoe shine kit.
Oh my goodness. Shout out Southbound, man. Shout out Southbound, man. So let's see. It's a good question, XBAT. He did shout out to XBAT448. I know he just had a podcast earlier, so you guys go check his show out too. He does a great content there. He said, what do we think about that rumor, the Halo 3 anniversary? How do you guys feel about that?
I don't really think it's needed.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, just
Master Chief Collection. I mean, I don't think they need that.
Yeah.
And it looks good on the map. If you play it, they already improved the lighting and stuff and all that. I mean, what else can they really do? I thought, it's like saying, hey, are they going to do a remake of Halo 4? I mean, those games already still look pretty damn good in my opinion. So maybe they want to give it its own dedicated online or something. I could see that. Maybe because they always probably want a Gears or a Halo in the spotlight each year. You know what I mean? So that could be a reason why we're definitely not going to get Halo 6 next year, but maybe a Halo 3 anniversary would be a good way to keep Halo. That's a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, definitely. Good point.
I can't see a Halo 3 coming. I can't see a Halo 3 anniversary coming in. I mean, to keep the Halo train going, they got Halo Wars coming.
Halo Wars 2, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's enough to keep the Halo name in circulation without having to bring it. I mean, you saw they waited 10 years before they did a Halo 2 anniversary edition. So I mean,
yeah, good point. All right, so it looks like we got a couple other questions in here.
Just for a point of reference, though, next year will be 10 years.
Yeah.
Since Halo 3 release. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It came out in 2007. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so got a question from Sith Lord Mike Rich in here. Shout out Sith Lord. Quick question. He said, "Who owns the Max PI paint?" He said, and he also said, "Can Remedy be working on one?" So I know we heard about Remedy.
Is it Rockstar Remedy?
Rockstar. They sold it to Rockstar. Yeah. And Remedy is supposedly working on 2 new IP, not partnered with Microsoft.
Yeah. So we don't know what that means. That could be another publisher. It could be EA for all we know.
It could be Sony.
Could be Sony.
I mean, they really like to stab people. Like, hey, look at this. We got your developer. You know what I mean? Like, eh.
Yeah, who knows at this point though? So I don't know if it's they could be working on. I mean, I'm probably not Max Payne, but it's something else. That's for sure.
They said 2 new IPs. So I mean, it's games we don't know about. So
yeah, definitely. All
we'll
right.
know in 2020 because there's some slow developers.
They make great games though.
Yeah.
Always quality shit, but they do take a while, man. Let's see. Okay. She-Wolf. Shout out She-Wolf, First Lady and unofficial secretary of everybody's podcast on Twitter.
And that PR goddess.
Yeah, PR goddess, that's for sure, man. Shout out She-Wolf. She asked, what do you guys think about Halo Wars 2 beta coming out, play now during Microsoft's E3 conference? Them announcing, saying, hey, you can play it now during the conference, beta live.
I love it because they're giving people something interesting. You know what I mean? Like last year was the Gears thing, and this year the Halo Wars thing, and it really shows that they're kind of in tune with gamers, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like really kind of listening and wanting to give people something. And I love that. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, for me too. It's like, we've seen a couple of reports already that, EA and Sony, they're going to be showing stuff that's like years and years away. But, with Microsoft saying, hey, we're going to drop the mic and say, here's a beta, for this game so you can play it now. I think that's really awesome, man.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Go ahead.
I'm not a really big RTS fan, so if they do a beta, I would definitely try this out. I think because I don't like RTS, it's me going out and buying this without having played something like this before. I probably wouldn't do, but since there's a beta, if they announce it, I'd definitely be the first one to download that if I could.
Oh, you know what? Console RTSs are fun. You know what I mean? Like the first Halo Wars is fun,
Yeah,
and this one looks really, really good in my opinion.
really, really good. Yeah, just from the screenshots that we saw, it looks really nice.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they're probably trying
got
to.
a bunch
That's probably why they're doing that is to get the appeal
Suck
out there.
people in, yeah.
Yeah, that people maybe not. You know, I'm sure that's going to go with their keyboard and mouse announcement too. But you know, obviously, I'm going to play it with just a controller. But I'm sure they want to draw in people that maybe wouldn't play that because it's kind of a niche title. That's why that game could come out this year. People are like, how are they going to get all these games out? And I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter when they release Halo Wars 2 because it's a niche title anyway, and they know that, you know. So
it's only going to do what it's going to do, and that's about it.
And you know, it actually will be good for the Windows 10 store too, to kind of get the PC people to come over a little bit to the Windows 10 side.
Definitely, little by little. Yeah, because I mean, I know people right now that still play Halo Wars, the first one. So
I play it.
Yeah,
it's backwards compatible.
Yeah. So, okay, got another great question here from Busta Move 89. I'll take another one after we answer this question.
What's up, Busta?
Yeah, what's up, Busta?
What's up, dude?
Chilling, man. He said, will MS bring out 2 betas during E3 with Halo Wars 2 and Crackdown 3, or just stick with Halo because that seems, or he said because that seems nailed on. So none of us even mentioned Crackdown at all. Jesus Christ, I completely forgot. We got
Microsoft hasn't.
So many. That's true. Microsoft really hasn't either, but it's there. I mean, hopefully we see some gameplay from it. But
I heard they're going to have a new some new gameplay there, and they're supposed to possibly have a release or a not a release date, but a beta kind of release date for a little bit later on in the year. So I think that'll be cool.
I think that would be neat. I think a lot of
people
really
want to try that. Yeah.
People want to try. People need to see that cloud and the whole city destruction and how everything works. And I'd be excited for a Crackdown beta. Do you think it would be like a standalone beta? Just like, on its own.
Well, last year they said it was going to be this summer.
Summer. Okay.
So, I mean, that's ambiguous. You know what I mean?
That's 3 or 4 months out of the year. So yeah.
I heard they were having problems with that game.
I hadn't heard that.
With the destructible stuff with the cloud and stuff like that.
I haven't heard that. I don't know. Could be. It's very ambitious and it's new tech. I mean, they had to buy another company just to help make it. So, it takes a lot of work to deal with that, using the cloud. That's fairly new with developers. So, I wouldn't expect anything less than problems initially. So, that's not really coming very surprising to me at least. All right, so let's take one more question.
Fox got a good question, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me scroll over here. She said, "How is everyone liking the preview program update?" I guess I'll start with that one. I think it's really cool. They gave us a lot of features. For me personally, and I want to preface this is a preview update. It's kind of like we're beta testing it, so there's going to be issues. Like when I'm going to menu sometimes it's kind of locking up on me a little bit, and when I'm turning it on for the first time of the day it's kind of not bringing up the menu. Cortana's a little bit wonky at times, but overall, I think it's a really good update.
Yeah,
I like it, but again, it is basically an alpha, so I've already reported some issues. Cortana can be a little bit slow at times in reacting to stuff, but for me, it's like learning all new words because you got to go, hey, Cortana, this, and this, instead of Xbox, do this.
Crap, were you saying like Xbox and stuff instead of like Cortana, like at the first time when you were doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I haven't gotten it yet, so I'm one of the last of the Mohicans who haven't gotten the actual update yet. I did get the not email, but the actual message from Xbox. But I'm hoping to see it. I mean, I've been hearing it's pretty good. I know this. When you're in a preview program, you're gonna have problems. We're pretty much the guinea pigs. So you're gonna have issues. I heard people saying, "Oh, I don't like it," and Cortana doesn't listen to me, and she's not your wife. She's a goddamn.
Hey, she was
wives don't listen either.
Yeah.
She does all kinds of shit.
My wife, she would never listen to me, so it's what it is.
Yeah, for sure. So it's just, it's to be expected, is what I'm saying. So I'm excited to see the technology. I'm excited to see how Cortana works out. I've heard mixed reviews, I guess you could say, about it, but I haven't got it yet, so I can't really say. Did you get it yet, Bruto? You already have the update?
Nah, man. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm
Okay.
sitting back. I've watched pretty much everything, all the media that there is for it, but Not like
like-
it's not like living the dream like some of you guys.
I like the new tile layout.
Yeah, I agree.
How it
Yeah,
goes
that's
down instead of to the left or to the right. I mean, but
And it tells you how many games you have, which is cool.
yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
awesome,
damn, I
too.
got like 245 games. Woo!
I just really wish like I could like, and maybe someone knows if you can do this or not. But like when you start it up and it has like your games and apps on the top right hand side, can you move that over at all, like to the middle? Where like I'd rather have like my game show up first when I power up my Xbox instead of have to go over there and then load it up because like my load screen doesn't work all the time with mine. Like I'll click on my games and just a black circle just going around. I have to restart my Xbox like twice.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
I might need to report that, I guess.
Yeah, you definitely. If you're in the preview program, make sure you guys report the problems. She-Wolf says, "Hey, Brutal, stop playing Overwatch, you son of a bitch."
What is she even talking about, bro?
Oh, man.
Hey, I have a quick question before
Yo, I
we go.
stay
Is,
dedicated to my podcast, bro.
what do you guys think about the Fallout 4 stuff? Like they gave away Fallout 4 for
Oh
free.
my god.
And
that's
then,
hilarious.
then they took it back, and then they're like, "Oh, well, here's $10." I mean,
Yeah, watch out for that banhammer, guys. There's all those fucking people talking
Listen,
about if you took advantage of this, they should ban you.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. This was on Microsoft. Listen,
Yeah.
me and earlier, actually, me and Fred were talking about this, and I did see people saying, "Oh, you guys are naive. You shouldn't have done that. This and this and that." Look, they didn't give people that $10. That $10 wasn't for us. That $10 was for the people, because most people that downloaded it that I know have it already. So that $10 that they gave wasn't for us. It's for the people that saw it that had no idea that it, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
that aren't in this little Twitter circle and this YouTube circle that we have. Sometimes as gamers on Twitter and YouTube, we kind of get wrapped up in we think we're the only people that have an Xbox. There are millions of other people that own Xboxes that have no idea that shit was like a glitch or something was wrong with it. So they may have downloaded it and then, they turn on there, some 12-year-old kid turns on his Xbox and say, "Hey, I can't play Fallout 4. Well, here's your $10, kid. That's not for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just to kind of quell any initial backlash that it may have would have gotten. Somebody call and say, "Hey, it's you guys' fault. I downloaded it. It's my game." Well, technically it's not, but here's your $10 anyway. So, it's just I didn't see a big deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't either. You know what? I waited to download it until I saw Xbox Mad tweet that they had tweeted or messaged Xbox support.
Yeah.
And Xbox support was like, "Yeah, you're not going to get in trouble, blah, blah." At that point, I clicked to download it. And then I was like, well, worst case scenario, they take it back, but they're not going to ban people for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous.
They should have let people just keep playing it for like
I would have been
about
like,
10
"Hey,
hours,
Tim, South, man, maybe break out those shoe shine kit and ask Phil to unban my account, worst case scenario." So.
Yo, you gotta give a shout out to Microsoft though for giving everybody a $10 credit on their account, like for their.
Yeah, they didn't have to do that at all.
That was cool, man, for sure.
I think they should have let everyone just play it for like 10 hours, like they do with the preview.
People
program.
were playing it. I saw a lot of people playing it.
Yeah,
And
I
then
saw
like,
people
here's
up
your
to
$10
like level
towards the
like,
purchase of Fallout 4.
people were like level. I saw a dude that was like level 15 during that. Like that.
Crazy.
Like, what the hell, bro? Like,
Yeah, it's on them. It's on Xbox. They acknowledge it. Like he said, there were multiple tweets right after from some credible sources. ICXM, they talked to Xbox support, and Xbox support said, "Hey, that's on us. You're not going to get banned for it." You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they did the right thing. Some people saying, "Hey, they shouldn't have gave you $10," but whatever. It's a drop in the bucket. It's Microsoft we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was their system reboot or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to lose their job over that.
Yeah.
I saw people complaining, like, people might lose their job. I'm like, it probably wasn't even a person. It's just a glitch in their system. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. So it's like, this is Microsoft. Hey, $10, poop. They don't really give a shit. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like because you're just gonna spend it on their stuff anyway. Likely, you're gonna probably just add it to a game you're gonna get. So you were gonna spend 60, so now you're gonna spend 50 instead. Big whoop. You know what I mean? Like they don't care.
They don't care about that. It wasn't that big of a deal, everybody. So looks like we had a big crowd in here, man. Looks like we're gonna go ahead and end this show. I wanna say thank you to everybody. Almost had 80 people in here, man, and that's awesome. I know a lot of shit's going on this weekend, and Monday is a big day for a lot of people. So I appreciate you guys coming out, showing love. I appreciate everybody here on the panel. Huge shout out to you, Crap, man. Thank you for coming on. I know
no
you're a
problem.
busy guy, man. I know you got shit to do, so thank you for taking the time to come out on the podcast. I always let everybody kind of go around and let everybody know where they can, find them at. So go ahead, Crap. Let everybody know where they can find you at if they don't know.
You can look up Crapgamer reviews on YouTube and subscribe there. I got a lot of cool stuff. I do video game content every day. You can find me on Twitter at @the_Crapgamer. Shout out to Jay Williams, Graphic God. He makes great graphics. did my graphics, did my Twitter, all that stuff. Did the Big
Don't
Gamer
forget
Small
the,
Talk.
Don't forget the
site.
website also.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
Big Gamer Small Talk, which is bgstpodcast.com. Brand new site. We got forums, we got merchandise, we got all that kind of stuff. Go check it out and say hi and all that kind of shit. So yeah, appreciate it. bgstpodcast.com. Spend some money, bitches.
The most compelling.
Most compelling, man. All right.
It was awesome though, man. I had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, awesome, man. Appreciate you coming on. Like I said, man, anytime, brother, just hit me up, man. You know, I'm always available. Brutal. So on you, brother. Let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, man. You can check me out on Twitter. Same as my name, Brutal Knight. Check me out my gamer tag if you guys want to add me on. We can get some games going on. Brutal Knight as well. You can check out my YouTube, Brutal Knight. Right now it's just a placeholder video though. So, but I swear, I'm getting some content pulling up. If you don't see new content coming from me soon, I will FedEx you my firstborn child, I promise. So, yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go check it out, man. And I got to thank you, Blam, for having me on the show, man. I really appreciate it. And like Crap said, man, I got to give a shout out to Jay Williams, the graphic god. Go check him out on Twitter if you guys need any artwork done. I mean, he did my logo. He did Crap's. I think he did GKV's as well. He killed it, man. So yeah, that's it, man.
For sure. All right, GKB. Let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
What's up, everybody? Big shout out to Jay Williams. Yeah, he does all our stuff, makes us all look pretty. Also, big shout out to the community, man. We love you guys. You guys are fantastic. You support the crap out of all of us. So, don't forget the community game times going on pretty soon, right after the show. We're playing Titanfall. Yeah, and it is a hell of a good time, man. I never laughed so hard in my life. So come on out, hang out with us, have a good time.
I'll be there.
Best
Crap
game.
will be there.
Best game
They're talking shit.
you guys will ever be part of, man. Community game time is blowing up. If you're not there, you're nobody. So come on in.
It's true. Hey, you're stealing my line, dude. Man.
That's $10 in Crapgamer's PayPal account.
I'll be telling Fox and to get back in that kitchen and stuff. So.
Oh god, that's so funny, man.
Shout out Fox.
Big shout out to She-Wolf. You know, she's huge in the community too. Shout out to
Hell
everybody. Yeah. She's cool. Yeah, that's it, man. Rack 'em up.
Hell yeah.
Crap's getting all of his shit
That's
taken tonight,
$20. All right, Fran. Let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
This is Predator. I have a channel called the Xbox After Party. I do just random podcasts whenever I feel like it. You can catch me here as the unofficial member of the Shop Podcast on Saturdays. I'm usually in everybody else's chat as well during their podcast as well. So that's me. Hope to see you guys tonight on Game Time.
Hell yeah.
For sure. And I'm PTK Blam, the host of the Shop Podcast, man. Want to say thank you guys for supporting. You can find me on Twitter at PTK Blam. Add me on Xbox, PTK Blam. PTK Blam every goddamn where. So nothing changes, everybody. So hit me up. You know, you want to play some games or you want to talk about games, whatever the case may be. I want to thank all my guests that that ever came on the show. My channel's growing like crazy. I really appreciate the love and support. Also, shout out to everybody at FanFest. Everybody's out there standing in line representing Xbox at E3. Appreciate Southbound, all those, the tech guys, everybody from TXR, a lot of other people that, we just know on YouTube and Twitter. Shout out to you guys. You guys have, be fun, represent and, be safe.
I want to hear you scream, man.
Yeah, definitely.
On the show.
For sure. I'm waiting for, South to run across the stage with, his Spencer tattoo on his back at E3, man. So if you could do that for me, South, I'd appreciate that.
I hear he's getting a Phil Spencer tattoo, like a portrait on his arm. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet.
It's like one of those old school hearts with, where it says mom normally. It's just going to say Phil across it.
Phil We Trust. He's having Phil We Trust on his chest.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Southbound, man.
Southbound is really great. Honestly, he filled in this past week for Mooch on Xbox Nation. He's always there. He's filled in on BGST. He's always there for the community, man. He's a really good guy.
Good guy. A big shout out to She-Wolf too, man. She-Wolf, she always represents, man, First Lady of Twitter, First Lady of video games, whatever.
Hey, she's also on Gamers Know Best on Console Corner, right? And she's also on Xbox Nation, which is Wednesday nights at 8.
Exactly.
Bingo.
With GKB too. So.
The GKB also
And
too.
we had Brutal on there this past week. This is the second podcast I've done with this motherfucker this week.
Yeah, bro.
For
No,
sure.
I appreciate that too, having me on Xbox Nation, dude, for sure.
Yeah, man, it was a good time, man.
For sure. So everybody, like I said before, appreciate you guys rocking out. Thanks for the questions. We had a great time here, man. Blam out, everybody. Y'all take it easy. Have a good Saturday. I'm finna go grab a drink and jump on this damn video game, man. So I hope you guys all do the same. Y'all take it easy, and as GKB would say,
Take care, you fellow gamers.
all right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.